What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and I'm gonna talk about it's like everybody's just so exhausted, so burnt out, so weary, so just like can't focus, no energy, doesn't want to, go out and do anything, and I feel this way a lot myself, This is something that I've really felt a lot of, and it's like you have these plans on the weekend and you're just dreading them. You don't want to have to do it. You don't want to have to hang out with them. You just want to stay at home by yourself and chill. And I know that I'm not the only one feeling this way. I know that it's a lot of other people feeling this way. And I know this is a big part why, plans fall through, why people don't show up to social gatherings and events and parties and stuff like that. And, I felt this way, honestly, since I was like a teenager. I'm 30 now, turning 31 very soon. And I've literally felt this way since I was like a teenager, just so bombed out, exhausted, no energy. I just want to sleep, relax. I just want to sit and play video games. I just want to sit and smoke weed. I just want to freaking, whatever it is, I just want to sit, chill, not do anything. And it's just like, man, like, what's this impetus coming from? And all the stuff I'm doing, going to work, going to the gym, socializing, educating myself, studying about new things, whatever. It's like all these things I do, it's just like I have to like force myself to do it and just like freaking whip myself to even get myself motivated to do all this stuff, and the crazy part about it is I've had a lot of people compliment me on how energetic I am. So these other people are looking at me and going, oh, you're so energetic. Oh, you're such a live wire. Oh, you're so this. Oh, you're so that. Oh, how do you have the energy and the motivation to do all this stuff? And it's like, man, like I don't. I'm just doing it somehow, and if they're telling that to me, like where are they at, and you just gotta wonder. Just people are so just like they go to work, they do stuff with their family or friends or whatever, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, and I'm kind of just wondering, like, man, like why are we just so tired and burnt out and just no physical energy in the body to get up and move around and do stuff, no mental energy to learn new things and to study new things, no emotional energy to just be like up and going and up and at it, and I'm just wondering, like, what the heck happened, I have some ideas and I'll explore that a little bit, but I more just want to speak on this phenomenon, because I have some answers, but I don't really have all of them. But I know y'all have noticed this, and I think a big part of it is narcissistic abuse, and I've talked about this in other videos, and just being around toxic people and being around BS and being around exhausting situations and being around people who are always just hitting you with just bullshit and just stupid crap and drama. And I know that's a big factor of it, is the narcissistic abuse and being talked down to and having people just talk on. You can't even get a word in, and just having to listen to people's delusions and stupidity, and having to listen to people tell you just all this dumb stuff about their personal life, having to listen to people tell you about all their relationship issues and all their drama and like, I remember, like, this was way back in the day, but I'd go to a party and then some dude would come up to me and start talking to me about how him and his girlfriend are having problems and all this stuff. And I just met this dude and I'm like, what the heck? And I know for any women watching this, like, if that's happening to me as a man between men, like, how much more so are your lady friends just drama, gossip, boom, 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 boom. And, it's like you hang out with people, you got energy, and then you go in and you're just listening to all that, dealing with all that, you get drained, and just being around narcissists who are treating you funny, making you angry, making you upset, making you feel ashamed about yourself, making you feel, worried about your scenarios and stuff that's going on, kind of putting you not at ease because you don't know what these people are going to do and could spread some rumors about you, or, you know, if there's someone you're relying upon, you know, they're a close friend, a spouse, a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, when they're just going to at the last second pull the rug out from under you, or, you know, mess with you emotionally or something, you know, so you got all these nasty feelings and emotions going on. And I think a lot of people are wrapped up in narcissistic, you know, BS, more people than you would think, you know. Just give me a sec here. It's a narcissistic world that we live in. It's a very narcissistic society. So just give me another sec. Just got a lot of cars coming here, but, you know, so these kind of dynamics are very, very common, and I talk about that in other videos, but I think it's a big part of what just has us just like feeling just bombed out and depleted, and just oh man, there we go, and just feeling just like we're just running on empty, you know. And you know, you'll hear people say that I'm running on empty, I'm running on fumes, I'm just somehow barely getting through it, you know. And you talk to people in the workplace and stuff, and oh my gosh, it's Wednesday, 2 more days, we're almost gonna make it, we're almost gonna make it through, we're almost gonna get through. And I personally don't feel that way about work and stuff, like, you know, separate video, but pretty early on, meditating and stuff like that, I stopped tripping about all that, but that's a separate topic. And I mean, I do still feel the drag of a long day at work or whatever, I'm not gonna lie, but it's just people are just burnt out, you know, burnt out and stressed and tired and stuff. And I think a lot of what's got people all burnt out too is people are just depressed, you know. They're depressed, they're unhappy, and I felt depressed before and stuff too, like, I feel it, but it's like when you're feeling depressed, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to be around anybody, you're irritable, you know, you get in a bad mood easy, you just don't want to do nothing, you know. And for me, like, when I was feeling depressed, I'd force myself to work out and watch videos and stuff, and you know, educate myself, read books, whatever. And I called it the sad grind. That's what I kind of told myself. I'm like, this is the sad grind, because I'd just be like working out, just feel nothing, like just feel just totally gray, blank, just like, you know. And there's only so long I could do the sad grind, you know, before I got a little bit of something in my heart here to kind of get myself sparked up. And I look at people in the corporate world, and I look at people all around, man. I look at people in their relationships, and I look at people everywhere, and I see this thing that everybody's just on this like sad grind where they're just like depressed and unhappy. And I've had a lot of people confide to me that they are brutally depressed. You know, people who are successful professionals, you know. There's a girl that I kind of was, you know, I don't want to say we were dating, but we were like, you know, whatever. We had a little, I guess, situationship or whatever way back in the day. This was over 10 years ago when I was around 19, 20-ish years old. And, you know, she got her degree early, engineer, really smart gal, whatever, but she's telling me about all this depression and da-da-da-da, and I'm depressed. And I've had a family member, and I've had a lot of successful people tell me they feel depressed and sad and unhappy and whatever. And, you know, so it's a common thing. And I think for a lot of these people, they're just living a life of the matrix, living a life of the system. Just, you go to school, you go to work, you go to this, you socialize, you hang out, you go to this concert, and they're not really like, you know, taking hold of life for themselves at all. It's just you know, this whole big thing, and they're completely spiritually dead. They're completely out of touch with their true, you know, inner being. And, you know, eventually these people just get burnt out, you know, they do. And, you know, you'll hear things from them, and I just stayed in the place all day, and, you know, just smoked weed and whatever. I don't even want to do anything. I don't be around anybody. And they're talking about how they're hanging out with people on the weekends they don't even want to be around, and They never have any time for the gym. They don't have any time to take care of themselves. They don't have any time for hobbies. They don't have any time for anything. They're just going to work, going this, doing that. You can just see they're just like drudging their way through life. Like just, then we're going to do this. And then me and the girlfriend went to this bar. We had some mimosas. It was cool. It was fun. It was fun, you know. And it sounds fun, but the way they say it, it's just like, boring drudgery and stuff like that. And, they're doing all this FOMO kind of stuff, fear of missing out, and they're not taking any time to chill, For me, like, I had to just take time to rest. Like, God showed me that. Like, I was going through all these stomach pains and stuff, and I still have a lot of stomach problems and whatever. I have something called celiac disease, which kind of messes my guts up and stuff, but God showed me, when my stomach was really hurting, I was moving into a new apartment and I was stressing about it, and God showed me you just have to rest. He's like, just literally just chill, It's all you're going to do to heal this. And if you keep trying to work and grind and force yourself to do this, and force yourself to do that, and force yourself out of the house, and force yourself here and there, you're just going to be so burnt out, and your body's going to, your body's going to respond to that, Your body's not going to be, your body's not going to be happy with it. And for me, it's like I'm getting my light back. I'm getting my shine back, Like, if you look at my earlier videos, like, I had a hard time getting the words out. Like, I'm doing all this awkward, weird stuff. I'm coughing a bunch. It's like, it was just like I couldn't even get the words out. Like, something was just blocking my tongue. And I was just all burnt out and stuff. But now it's like you can see I have my light back more. And a lot of that's just from doing, prayers and deliverance and stuff like that. And I don't get involved in any churches or anything like that. I think people can get weird, cult-like, strange. I've heard a lot of really bad stories, and I've been around, bad stuff myself when it comes to, kind of these ultra-spiritual Christian churches and stuff. But just pray to Jesus, by yourself, and, because I talked about, I think it was last week, about a really big demon or something that came off my shoulder, and I could just feel my shoulder crack, and my shoulder just feels lighter. So, there's certain spiritual deliverance that has to be done, and certain prayers that need to be said, and just, I found also sometimes I need to fast, and I don't fast like strictly like it's Ramadan or something like that, or, I grew up as an Orthodox Jew, so we would fast on something called Yom Kippur and a bunch of other days. I don't really fast like that, but I just don't eat very much food throughout the day and keep my food light, and just drink a little bit of water, and I'll do stuff like that a lot, just kind of, I'll have days in the week where I'm just like, I don't feel like eating very much, so I'll just eat a light meal, a little breakfast, whatever, maybe, little dinner, no lunch, just drink water, and I'll feel, very renewed, and I'll feel relaxed, and it's just like giving my body a break from having to digest food, and I guess just giving myself a spiritual break from just like, desires, I guess, or something. I don't know how it works exactly, but there's big spiritual benefits to fasting. But doing it in like a super strict religious way, like how I grew up, is not the way, though. Putting too much rules on it is not the way. It's about giving your body a chance to reset. It's about disconnecting from the carnal world, and it just helps you become more spiritual, But yeah, do stuff like that. Pray, fast, read your Bible, watch videos like this, like, find some good videos to watch and get some good advice from people, and just find something to, nourish your soul. Because people are not nourishing their souls, and, the next thing that really helped me out a lot, let's hold up a sec, y'all, is like learning the true spiritual knowledge. Like, learning carnal knowledge is fine, learning about the things of the earth is fine, and a lot of stuff can point to spirituality and can point to God, and learning about science and psychology and, all kinds of things really can point to God. But when you really learn about the knowledge of God and who God is, and you learn about Jesus Christ, and you learn about how the world really is, and you learn about what God's law really is, with the law of like loving your fellow, and you learn about how like things on earth here are connected to heaven, and it's it's a massive trip. But learning about that for me really charged me up, really energized me, really helped me get back in the game, because a year ago I was literally dying. I'm not gonna lie, like, just after everything I've been through in life, I was literally dying. I mean, maybe this was more than a year ago. This is like, I want to say more like 2 years ago, actually, but like even a year ago. But like, I remember I went to the doctor, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, everything was bad, everything was off. I was just feeling so messed up, so tired, so weird, so jacked up, I just felt awful. I felt awful, and I'm starting to come out of it, but just, it's really been going on my whole life. But yeah, like, it's just, and I had to just take time to heal, and whatever I could do to heal myself, to nourish myself, I would do. I wasn't going to leave any stone unturned, and I had to just kind of find it within myself. I knew the doctors and the medical system didn't have answers, they were just saying, oh, we don't know, so I knew just with God and stuff, I had to find it, and a lot of this stuff comes down to like encouragement and motivation. And if you're not receiving any encouragement or motivation from people around you, you're not getting any boost of positivity or anything, that does kind of slow you down. That does kind of put you in the mire and in the muck, and just being around apathetic people who don't care about you at all, that's tiring. And I could tell you, just hanging around some apathetic bros, you're sitting in the basement in someone's house, they're still living with their mom or whatever, and you're playing some video games, and then a couple guys are in the back just kind of on their phone, one dude just kind of like asleep on the beanbag, and we're all just there like, just like there's just an air of apathy in the room. There's just a stink of just like nobody cares about nothing or anything, and everyone's is just gray and apathetic and uncaring. And I'll make some separate videos about apathy, but everyone just is gray and apathetic and just doesn't care, and it's just like, I don't know, man, my boss called me to come in to cover his shift, and I was like, all right, I guess so, man, and I feel you there, bro, and I actually lost my job, and yeah, dude, it happens, and it's just, and it's just stuff, and like that. And people are in some relationship and it's not happy, and it's just, they're just not good for each other, and they fight, or there's drama, and you got to be around it, and you're just like, you're just kind of in that, and just lying around like a freaking pile of dirty clothes, and just being around people like that, just that burns me out, and it's so many things. And when you hang out with people like that, like a night out for them is, and I've been around so many people like this. A night out is you go to the bar, you sit on the bench or the stool or the chair or whatever, you stay there and you drink. And, you get up to go to the bathroom and stuff every now and then, but you stay in your little group, you stay huddled up, you sit there and you drink, and it's the most boring thing in the world to me, It's the most boring crap out there. I can't stand it. They're not singing any karaoke. They're not getting up and dancing. they're not telling funny stories or, sitting around having a good time. They're just there hanging out to dry, I was at a little 4th of July event. I just popped in for about literally 5 minutes, and I saw this guy and this girl, and they looked like they were maybe a couple or on a date or something like that, and they're both just sitting there on their phones across from each other. I wish my phone wasn't recording this so I could show you, but they're just both there looking down I'm just like, what the heck is that? Have a conversation, talk to each other. But people don't do that anymore. People just sit around on their phones, and they're just they're just kind of there, and I'm just thinking about that. Is that a relationship, or is that a couple, or is that just two people just there? I'm there, you're there, we're both there, we might as well get married, we might as well maybe have some kids, and then they're gonna be there, and the public school system will hopefully raise them for us, and then I go to work, and I'm there, and I'm just kind of there, and it's just, I can't, I can't. And these people are emotionless too. They're so just oh, what happened? And I've seen these kind of people when they get older, 40 and 50 or whatever, 60. They have kids, they're divorced, they're this, they're that, and then my ex-wife called me up, and I came over there to help her out with some stuff, and and she got how she gets, and how that is, man, and you just tell they're just completely broken down, and I feel bad for them, but it's just man, and I'm not trying to disparage anybody if that's your situation, whatever, it's all love here on Truth Tiger, but I'm just keeping it real, and I see that so much, and I don't want to become that, and in religion too, and I've experienced two religions in my life. Orthodox Judaism as my childhood, and later in life I got involved in the church, and in the religions it's the same thing. It's we're all gonna go over to so-and-so's house, and then we're all gonna eat too much food, and we're gonna get fat, and we're gonna be lazy, and we're gonna sit around, and we're gonna gossip, and we're gonna watch a movie, and we're gonna, and it's just like that. And you see these people, they're just so out of it. They're so zonked out, and I feel out of it a lot of times myself too. I'll go to the grocery store. Even some of these videos I've made, I've just felt freaking out of it, and I've made it anyways, but it's this zombie mode kind of thing, and I am fighting tooth and nail to break out of it, and I am winning, and you're seeing the result of that, where you're seeing a much more clear, sharp, focused, I'm not the lazy, spaced out, weird fat tiger at the zoo who's just I don't want to hunt, I don't want to kill some gazelle. I just want the zookeeper to just give me that meat, Nah. This tiger's not in the zoo anymore. This tiger's out there in the wild. This tiger is sharp and focused, This tiger just drank from a mountain stream. And this tiger's blending into the the freaking tall grass or whatever, and there's some, I don't know, some wildebeest, or I don't know what the frick tigers hunt, but whatever, there's some wildebeest or something, and I'm freaking just sneaking up on that mofo, just sharp and locked in, but I had to get out of this, the grayness, and just the weirdness, and just the, and I'm having to fight out of it, and fight past it, and get myself in a state of mind where I'm just not so spaced out and weird and unfocused and unsharp, and just the Matrix will get you that way, it really will. It'll get you so out of it, and so tired, and so just, man, One thing I want to say also, I know I'm going on long here. This is probably going to be a long video, but like, I haven't been bored since I was maybe a teenager. I cannot fathomably think of the last time I was bored. I think the last time I was bored was on some family vacation. You know, maybe when I was in my mid-20s, or I don't know, 23, 24, something like that, and on some family vacation, you know, and just being stuck with the family and not really being able to do me and live my life or whatever, and just kind of going around like that. But I think it's the last time I've really been bored, you know, and I don't want to say I miss being bored, but it's like, I'd kind of like to have that feeling though, you know, like you hear, there's an old saying, you know, all dressed up and nowhere to go. I'm the opposite. I'm like, I'm dressed up, I got somewhere to go, and I don't want to go there, you know? And I think most of us feel the same way. We got some event lined up or some crap lined up or whatever we're doing on the weekend or something. And, well, me not anymore now that I'm on the chosen path and just doing me, but it used to be that way. There's always something to do and somebody to hang out with and something going on. You're just like, holy crap, I'm tired. I just want to chill by myself this weekend, you know? And like, look, had I stayed in that, I wouldn't be making this YouTube channel. Like, I wouldn't be doing none of that. I'd just be in the Matrix and I'd be miserable, you know? But yeah, like, that was a saying, all dressed up and nowhere to go. And I really wish that on a Saturday night, I'd be like, oh man, I wish I had a date. I wish I had something. But I've never felt that way. I felt like, oh man, I got to force myself out of the house to do this or to do that. You know, I'm just like, just freaking spent, you know, mentally and physically. And I'm coming out of it, but it's just, man, you know, it's tough. It's tough. And another thing I think that has people so burnt out is the technology. People just going on the phone all the time. There's just, and you're looking at this and you're looking at that, and there's so much instant gratification coming from the phone and coming from the technology and all that type of stuff, and just coming from the scrolling, and you always just got your phone out, you're looking at this thing, you're looking at Instagram, you're looking at YouTube, you're looking at, I don't know, whatever, Snapchat or some other thing, you know. And I think people are just so in that drip, and just got them so, like, just mentally exhausted, and they don't have any focus to, like, do other stuff or be about other stuff or, like, think about other stuff or learn other stuff. Or because, you know, you need your mind. You know, your mind is what, like, your mind's like a compass, you know. Your mind shows you the way. Your mind shows you how to navigate and how to do things. And, you know, your mind shows you how to move on your own and be independent and stuff like that. And, you know, their minds is just like total mush, you know, from just all day on the phone, all day this, all day that. And they're just like watching these TikToks that are like 30-second long, and one more TikTok. And I've literally seen a friend of mine just, you know, lay in the bed, and I don't know if we're still friends or not or whatever, but some homie from back in the day or whatever, just laying on the bed, just on Instagram, just scrolling through girls' pictures, just like for like 5 hours straight, bro, like literally. And it's, how can you have any focus or any attentionality or anything to like do anything or enjoy life at all when your mind is just like fried from all that? And I really think all this technology and social media just has people so burnt out, and all the politics and the rage and the reactions and the anger and the this and the that and the dramas and the fights, and your ex-girlfriend or your ex-boyfriend randomly comments on one of your pictures, and you're talking and you're like, what's going on here? And, you know, and then some weird homie from back in the day hits you up about some BS. And I really think we're just like so bombarded, you know, with all this technology. We're like barraged and bombarded and overwhelmed, and we're just like, no more, please, no more. But it's like, well, there's a whole bunch more, you know. And like, I'm not on social media anymore, and separate videos, a lot of reasons why, but I'll make a separate video on that. But I'm not on social media, and I can feel that, like, I don't like miss it, you know. And I do sometimes check stuff on my phone, and I will sometimes like nervously, check my subscribers or whatever and be all like, do I have more subscribers? Do I have less? This happened, that, like I'll do that. I'm not going to lie. Like I'm really limiting that and disciplining myself to not do that at all because that's going to be bad for me. But I think it's just like you get in this drip. You're on some dating app or whatever. Did she text me back? Did you text me back? Do I have messages? Do I have matches? Do I have this? Do I have that? And it's just so much of this instant gratification and stuff. And I really just think it leaves people so bummed out and depleted. And there's no more excitement or mystery in life or anything. Life used to be a mystery and an adventure. And you need to go out to meet people. You need to go out of your way. You need to take more risks. And I mean, we take risks still, but I don't know. There's just the zest of life is kind of gone. Like the adventure of life is kind of gone. I feel like life used to be an adventure, and now with technology and with society and everything, it's becoming more and more procedural. And I mean, I live an adventurous life. I try to at least, and I really just on the chosen path and, being with God and, having the Spirit of God, I really try to be away from the matrix and away from mainstream society. And I really try to live an adventurous life. And people who meet me think I'm super interesting and stuff for the most part and whatever, because I'm not like into all the same stuff everybody else is. But man, it's like the adventure and the zest and the fun in life is just, it's been taken out, I made a video on that maybe a couple months ago. Check that out. But yeah, it's like stuff just isn't fun anymore, and a lot of people just don't have any fun in their life. They're just kind of like doing stuff to fill the time. They're just doing stuff to pass the time. They have all this weird nervous energy and they're just like doing stuff to get it out. And I don't know. It just seems like people just don't enjoy their lives. They're just like not happy, and not being happy will wear you out. Not being happy will burn you out and wear you down and just leave you exhausted and depleted and stuff like that. It really will. And yeah, and it's just, I see it all around me. People just burnt out, can't do nothing, and I felt that way myself a lot, and I'm still struggling with that a ton, and it's hard to clean the house. It's hard to whatever, like I struggle with it, but I'm fighting back against it, and I've got God helping me out. I've got God on my side, but I see a lot of other people and they're not fighting back against it. They're laying back and they're accepting it. And, there's just an air about them. They're just really unfocused. They're just so like, I don't know if you've ever had a day where you're just like, you're sitting in front of the TV, you drank a beer, maybe you had a little something to smoke, you're watching some football game, you watch another football game, before you know it, you're in front of the TV for like 5 hours straight, and you're just so, afterwards, you're just so out of it, and you're just like, if you're watching movies for too long or something, there's something about that, if you just get put into like a coma almost, you just feel all out of it. And I feel like that's just what's happening to us. We're just like, just sitting around all day, watching this stuff, sitting in front of the TV, just, sitting in front of the computer, and we're just so, just so gray in our minds, this apathetic, uncaring gray in our mind. We're just, yeah, my throat is a little bit sore, so I'm kind of struggling a bit here, and we've also been going on a long time here, so I'm going to end this video, but God bless you all for watching this. Really, I appreciate everybody. It's much love to everybody. I really hope, everyone's dreams comes true. Everyone's prayers are answered. I really do wish everybody the best here. Yeah, Truth Tiger is out.